Now we're going to move on to the concept of a dollar-weighted rate of interest. So you can imagine we have a timeline from 0 to 1, and then we start off with an amount A, and then we end up with amount B, and then in between we're going to receive a whole bunch of cash flows. And then we're going to specify the cash flow by C sub T. So we're going to receive all this money at these specific times. So the question is, what exactly is I? And the first obvious thing to do is to just directly substitute everything into the compound interest rate formula. So note that from time t1 to time 1, the amount of time that elapsed is 1 minus t1. So this just keeps on going. And then this is going to end up being equal to b. So if we solve this, we can find I. But immediately you'll notice that because of the exponential, this is actually really difficult to solve by hand. So you're going to have to use a computer. So if we want a fast way to approximate this formula, we can't use this equation directly. And then the trick is that we're going to take this term and all the subsequent 1 plus I to the power of something terms, and then we're going to approximate this by switching this expression into this expression. And then essentially you can see that we're actually just switching it into simple interest. And then we're justified in doing that because of the Taylor series formula. So if you take the Taylor series, you'll see that this is approximately equal to 1 plus IT. And using this idea, we can actually come up with an easy formula to approximate I. So let's just, starting with this idea, let's try to approximate I. So first of all, let us just come up with the equation first. So A times 1 plus I, that is A is the amount we have at time 0, so it accumulates to A times 1 plus I at time 1. And then we're going to receive all our cash flow. So T is going to be all the different times we have, T1 to Tn. So Ct multiplied by 1 plus I, 1 minus T. So once again, if you're receiving money at time T, it's going to have accumulation. It's going to experience interest for a time period of 1 minus T. So we just multiply 1 minus T by I. And then after all this is going to be equal to the final amount we have at time 1, which is equal to B. So now we can do a bit of rearranging. So I'm going to break up the bracket here. So I'm going to pull the I out. So 1 minus T Ct equal to B. So let's just group up the terms with the i's. So there's the A and the terms in the summation symbol. And then on the right hand side we have B minus A minus the sum of all the cash flows. And so I, by moving everything to the denominator on the other side, is going to be given by this formula. And so there you have it. So we're given all the information. We're given B, we're given A, we're given all the cash flows, and we're given when the cash flow happens. So given this is a really easy formula to substitute into. So actually there you have it. This is the formula. This is the general formula for the dollar-weighted rate of interest.